Good evening. We're going to open our concert this evening with a song called Bobsled. Kind of gives it's a programmatic piece, gives you the idea of sledding through a winter wonderland. Bobsled. Thank you for bearing with us. A little bit of an instrument emergency. Sometimes they just stop working, and we don't want that to happen. We want to give everyone a chance to play up here. So we're going to make a quick change there. While we're doing that, I'll talk about the next piece. The next piece we're going to play is I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. This probably has, some people who love hearing it around this time of the year, some people who could leave it at home. But either way, it's a great piece for us to study because it features compound meter of what's called 6/8. So rather than subdividing the beat in two, the students learn how to read and interpret how to subdivide the beats into three. So it's as part of the educational process, it serves a very important role. So this is I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. Our next piece is entitled Celebrating Hanukkah, and this features a medley of 3 popular Hanukkah songs. The next piece we're going to play is a piece that Scott Watson, the arranger, took the popular Nutcracker, a popular theme from that, the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, and has taken that and created kind of a movie secret agent feel to it. So it's called Secret Agent, what's it called? Secret Agent Sugar Plum. Yeah, I know what it's called. Anyway, so this might have a little surprise to it. We'll see what happens tonight. Secret Agent Sugar Plum. First, I would like to thank all of you for continuing to support us up here, encouraging your sons and daughters to remain, keep playing their instruments. This is a long process, it is a journey, and there's so much that they can get out of this journey, musical journey, if they stick with it all the way through their schooling. So thank you for your support. Thank you to our administration. We really do have great support here in Pendelco for what we do, from our local administration, Mr. Lucius and Ms. Martin, and all the way up to Dr. Steinhoff and our school board of directors. So they support what we do, and therefore it helps us be successful for sure. So thank you to all of them. And thank you to the students for the hard work. They continue to work hard, they continue to get better concert after concert, and there's not much more that I can ask for. And this is also the largest 7th and 8th grade band sitting up here right now that I think we've had. I've been here 14 years now, and I want to say this is probably the largest we have. We have 81 wins and around 32, 33 percussionists. So it puts us well over 100. So the largest band sitting up here. So it's great. We're doing really well, very healthy here in Pendelco. And so thank you to all the students for sticking with it, and thank you to all of you. Our last piece tonight is going to be a winter celebration, which is a medley of Christmas songs. And I wish you all a very happy holiday season, and we'll see you again in the spring. Thank you.
I am such a stickler of them always being prepared, and I walked out here without their music. I had everybody else's music, not theirs. This is the Honors Choir. They rehearse once a week after school. They do music that's slightly more challenging. This first piece is a piece that I've been waiting for the right group to do it with. It's really a high school level piece. Eric Whitaker is a very famous composer in the choral world. He's got a very active social media presence. You should check him out. He's actually very funny. But this is a piece that he actually composed for one of Disney's Epcot productions called Winter Dreams. The piece is called Glow.
Softly falls the winter snow.
Now for something a little different. This is from the musical version of everybody's favorite Christmas movie, or my favorite Christmas movie, Elf. So this is a fun song called Sparkle Jolly Twinkle Jingly.
Remember that December is a time for bliss. Never stop until each limb on your Christmas tree
that was a bell carol, and that featured an 8th grade accompanist, Ryan Green, on the piano. Accompanying a really high skill. You know, when you play a piano solo, even in a recital, if you make a mistake and you skip a beat or something like that, nobody else pays for it. But if you make a mistake accompanying a choir, you have to keep going so that it doesn't throw the whole choir off. So that's a very difficult skill, and awesome to see students building it at such a young age. I'm going to try to keep my talking to a minimum. Maybe some of your kids told you I haven't had a voice to sing the past 3 days, so it's been a rough few days, so I'm going to try not to use it too much. This next piece is called Hanukkah Night. So the challenge with that piece is it goes back and forth between homophony and polyphony. So homophony is when they're all singing the same rhythm and words together, but maybe different notes. Polyphony is when they're all singing their own individual parts, which was that kind of refrain part that you heard. This next piece, I would argue, is the most challenging piece I've put in front of them this concert season. It takes a traditional Latin Christmas text, O Magnum Mysterium. This text has been set many times. From the Renaissance, maybe one of the most famous settings is Tomás Luis de Victoria from the Renaissance. Another one of the most famous is probably the modern composer Morton Lauritsen. But the text translates to, O great mystery and wonderful sacrament, the animals should see the newborn Lord lying in a manger, O great mystery, amen. So it is a traditional Christmas text, so that's why it's programmed at this concert. And it is a cappella, which means they're relying on only their ears and their voices. Next up is a song that was actually a quite popular Christmas song in the 1950s. It was recorded by Bing Crosby and a couple of those other old crooners. It's entitled Christmas in Killarney, and Killarney is a town in Ireland, and it was actually named the tidiest and cleanest town in Ireland in 2011. So you can imagine that at the holidays it's probably very pretty to walk through the town. So this is Christmas in Killarney, and we're also joined by one of our band members, Eddie Cheney, on the flute. Oh, and a former student who's accompanying on this one, junior at Sun Valley, Sabrina Smith. She came back down from accompany. This next piece is really, really cool. It's a really cool arrangement. It takes a traditional Christmas carol, Lo How a Rose Are Blooming, and sets it with Amanda Broom's pop song. I don't know anything else by her, so maybe she was a one-hit wonder, but you'll recognize it. It's called The Rose. So you'll hear the choir singing verses of Lo How a Rose Are Blooming, interspersed with 3 soloists singing verses from The Rose. I ask that you hold your applause for soloists until the end so that it doesn't throw off the rest of the piece. But we have 3 wonderful 8th grade soloists in this piece, Alex McEwen, Madison Meehan, and Avery Landis. So this is Lo How a Rose, The Rose. kind of weird how that works together, but it really does. So before our last piece, I just want to thank a few people. First of all, we're really fortunate in Pendelco to have really supportive administration for music in our schools. Right here at the building level, Mr. Lucius and Ms. Martin are always great to us. And on over to central admin with Mr. Kaminga, Dr. Steinhoff, everybody really does a great job of supporting these kids and what they're doing. I'd like to thank you for supporting your students being up here. As you can see, I don't lack for participation. And I want to thank them for really rising to the occasion. They've done a great job. They're a super talented group. I have big plans for them in the spring. I'd like to thank, at the piano, former Northley student, Sun Valley grad, Sydney Lamoureux. She is a senior music education major at Temple. She will be student teaching next semester because she's just wild and crazy enough to join our profession. So it's always wonderful to see somebody who has maybe been a little bit inspired by their experiences here in the music program in Pendelco go on and pursue it in the future. And I also, somewhere in the audience I had a wonderful student teacher for the first 7 weeks of the school year, and we were very, very sad to see her leave. So there she is, Miss Kay. She was awesome, and she came back to us. If I had my way, I would hire her to be my teaching assistant all year long because she just rocked. So we will close the concert with, we all know the 12 days of Christmas, right? But this is the 12 days after Christmas when the romance goes bad, okay? And what you did with all the gifts. Because, I mean, that's a lot of birds. So, we have to get rid of all the birds. So this is the 12 days after Christmas, and we hope that you enjoy the story. Thank you for coming.
My true love and I
I also would like to mention no birds were harmed in the practicing of that song. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you.